Alrighty, on today's episode, I'm going to do something that's brand new, apparently at Wendy's. I didn't know this was brand new, but apparently it is. They make Frosties. Those are not new. We all know that. However, this one is a special Frosty because it does represent something that's coming up real soon. And that's, of course, the holiday season. Now, this is actually what they call a Peppermint Frosty. So this is something completely different than what I'm actually used to. Typically, I don't do peppermint much of anything. Just not a peppermint kind of guy. But I am going to give it a try, and I am going to tell you the truth. So, without further ado, just for the record, go now before the 19th of November because in the next few days, this is going to disappear. As far as a free one goes, they're offering a free one if you sign up as a rewards member on the app. So I actually did that and got a free small Frosty, which is not a bad deal. I mean, you know, for a food review, I only need a couple bites to tell you whether I like it or not, if it actually tastes like peppermint or if it doesn't. And I figured with the sweetness of this added to that, it might actually make it a little better. So yeah, I really do feel like this is actually going to be a winner. I'm not sure yet. If it doesn't taste like peppermint, that's going to be the no-no. But I'm definitely going to give it a try and see where we go. So, for the record, these Frosties regular are like $2.69 for the small. I believe that's what it was with tax. And I think the calorie range was like 380 calories for the small. So that covers your calorie basis and your pricing. In a way, I kind of think it's a bit steep, but in a way, I don't think it's steep because, you know, I mean, if it's a Frosty and you're getting it right now for free and you're charging $2.69 once it's not free, it's kind of understandable because, I mean, it's their premium new thing. And, you know, like I said with restaurants and other videos, I've said it about other restaurants, is that most times they're going to make that premium price for that premium dessert or whatever it may be. In this case, I got it for free because I happen to be a rewards member. I like to use the rewards as much as I can just to get the extra points and be able to get free food once in a while if I feel like actually eating at Wendy's. So, first things first, I'm going to say the people that I went in there and talked to, the lady I talked to, she was absolutely amazing. She was a very, very nice lady. She was very understanding of the fact that I placed a mobile order. And apparently my first one didn't go through because their app is kind of crappy, to be perfectly honest, or maybe because the signal at my job and the building might not be so good. But I'm pretty sure I thought I put this through, and apparently it did not. But I went ahead and reordered, and I waited a little bit longer, so I didn't get it at 2:45 like I was supposed to, but that's all right. I'm still getting a free Frosty out of the deal, so I can't really complain. But yeah, I mean, as far as this goes, I mean, it's your basic Frosty, of course. It's kind of thick. As you can see, I'll give you a little example here. It's a little melted now because I live in Florida, so clearly in Florida, you're not going to be able to keep it like super not melty, but it's actually pretty solid considering that I had it in the car for about 5 or 10 minutes, you know, from the Wendy's to my house. So it's not horrible looking. I mean, it's a little drippy, but what do you expect? I mean, with Frosties, it's ice cream, and ice cream melts, especially in Florida, really, really, really fast. So, yeah, I mean, this is not a terrible looking item. I'm just kind of, like I said, I'm not peppermint savvy, so this kind of is one of those things that I'm just like anticipating. I don't know if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm going to give her a try. I just want to break off a little bit because I don't want to take a whole lot. You can definitely smell the peppermint in this. You can definitely smell it. Like, yeah, it's definitely got a peppermint smell. I'm just kind of hoping it's not strong peppermint because that's the thing that really gets me. I can do peppermint in small doses. If I'm doing it in big doses, I kind of get nasty about it. But yeah, I mean, like you know, like when your grandma has that hard candy in her pocket and she's had it in her pocket for about a month, and she's like, "Honey, would you like one of these?" And tries to offer you like a peppermint, and you're like, "Well, Grandma, it's kind of wet and soggy." And I have those memories for years, except for when I was a kid. I knew there was something weird about it. I'm like, "What's going on, Grandma?" And then also when they have those little peppermints that they have that are like soft peppermints at Christmas, that's one of those fond memories. Even though I used to love the stuff, I don't like it as much as an adult as I did as a kid. So, yeah, the woman was really great. There's a beautiful woman that worked in there. She seemed like a really nice person as well. She didn't talk to me, but that's cool. Maybe next time. and Fry Lady, I just want you to know you're beautiful. But the lady at the counter, she was an older woman, and she was very, very nice, very gentle. She understood that what happened, the basis of me not being able to get exactly what I wanted at the time. And, you know, she made sure that I got what I was paying for. So as far as that goes, it went good. Sorry about the ignorant people around here, because apparently everybody in Florida has to have a loud ass, pardon my French, a loud car. I'll bleep that out. It's going to be bleeped out. I'm trying to keep this as family friendly as possible. Once in a while, I might use some innuendos, just being goofy. I try to bring something to this, a little bit different every time, and I try to use my own personal experiences to make it better for you guys. So, of course, as you know already, my name is Fatty, aka Jay, aka Fatty, should I say. And, yeah, this is Food Reviews with Fatty. So, let's give her a try. Okay, one more time. This is for old time's sake. It really is. I haven't had peppermint in so long, I don't even know, because I used to chew the gum when I was a kid like crazy. My grandmother would give it to me all the time. And the candies, there were peppermints and stuff like that. It almost has a nostalgic feel to this ice cream. And this might actually be the best thing that Wendy's has come up with yet. Because I gotta be honest, their Frosty brewed whatever, it was kind of terrible. And I can't remember what it was, a Frosty Cream Blizzard or something like the Frosty Cream something or another else I bought before. It wasn't supposed to taste, it was the strawberry Frosty. And the strawberry Frosty tasted like coffee. That is no joke, that's no game. Go look at the video if you don't believe me. It was terrible. So, yeah, I mean, but this is, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's actually a pretty good Frosty. You can taste the peppermint, but the sweetness of the ice cream covers up a lot of the peppermint, so you're only getting a little tiny bit of that peppermint, which really does accentuate the peppermint flavor, because it gives it, like I said, a sweet peppermint. I didn't expect that it was going to be like that, but I assumed because of the way that the Frosty is made to begin with, they do make it with like a creamy substance, you know. Obviously, it's like a milk cream deal, and they basically just, you know, put it in the machine and then it does its thing until it gets to the consistency, of course. I worked at Wendy's at one point, so I know a little bit about it. And everybody, by the way, just for the heads up, don't be afraid to eat the chili. The chili is just hamburgers that were frozen and then chopped up into the meat. It's not really that bad. I've heard a lot of people be like, oh my gosh, they use the burned meat to make chili. Yeah, but when you make chili at home, you take meat, you cook it, and you put it in there anyway, right? It's frozen meat, you cook it, then you put it in chili. You cut it up and put it in chili. That's the same thing everywhere, just for the record, because I've heard a lot of people be so upset about this chili, but you taste it and it's actually really good chili. That's another thing that I will say that Wendy's has always been on point about. And I want to give a shout out to Dave Thomas, aka the man. I know he can't hear me, but R.I.P. buddy, because Dave Thomas really was a true Ohioan, and he was really trying to bring things to the table. By the way, just full disclaimer, I'm not saying everybody in Florida is a lunkhead who has to have a loud car, but there are quite a few. So if you think that's something that I'm trying to be offensive, it's really not. It annoys me that you got to have your car so loud, and it's like a Honda Civic, and you want to pretend like it's a race car. I'm sorry. You put parts into it, you don't put a muffler on it, and that's it. Sorry. I'm just calling it how it is. So don't shoot the messenger, because anybody else would say the same thing if they knew it. You see a stock Honda Civic, you can tell there's no real parts on it, no performance parts. Sorry. But anyhow, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move on forward. So yes, 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. This is actually a good Frosty. I think it's one of their best ideas yet for the holidays, because everybody is doing some kind of seasonal thing. And I know Wendy's hasn't been one to do that very often. So that really does give it something more to this. I mean, as far as this goes, it's actually, like I said, it's pretty good. I'm going to have to put it in the freezer. I'm going to have to put it in the freezer. The freezer. because I'm not going to eat all this. Honestly, I have a little bit of food that I bought. I bought a sandwich, also a double stack. No onions, because I don't like onions. No onions. I'll eat onions for a review, but I won't do it for anything else in the world if I don't have to. If I was forced and it was the last thing on the planet to eat an onion, I would die. Especially with the intermittent fasting. I'm actually really hungry right now because I haven't eaten all day, but it's actually going to be worth it. That's what makes it worth it, is like I'm kind of forcing myself to do something that was actually taught in the Asian religions, and it basically states that to not overindulge in your food, or to enjoy it, so to speak, not to not enjoy it, but more to not make food your life. And I'm trying to learn how to do that myself. That's why I'm trying to cut the weight. Without me eating as much, when I do get to eat it, it's good, but I'm not treating it as I love this thing and I got to have more, because that's where the biggest thing comes into play. With anything, too much of anything makes you just a glutton. And so I don't want to be a glutton anymore. I have overindulged in my past. During 2020, I was down for a little while because I lost my job. And I work in customer service, so it was really hard to get jobs, even remotely, simply because I couldn't afford the internet. Once I lost the job, I had lost so much money on bills and everything else. And then I also got in some trouble where they gave me the little bracelet on my leg. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. People were getting them left and right down here in Florida. The cops were throwing these bracelets on them, charging $7 a day for the bracelet. And unfortunately, I did actually get arrested and lost my job at the same time. And I was stuck. I had a low unemployment coming in, and I was barely making it. So, it was like every little dollar counted, and I was not able to really do anything during 2020 besides just sit at home like everybody else. That lockdown was just the most ridiculous thing in the world. So, yeah, that's where we're at with it right now. I did take only 2 bites. Usually I take 3, but I can just tell this is actually a really, really good dessert. I mean, this is something that I wouldn't have every single day, but I mean, it tastes really good. So, yeah, I did have just about 25 calories worth of it. That's fine with me. I don't need more than that. I don't want to overindulge. This is something that I've been working on for quite some time now, and if you have not seen my last video, my intermittent fasting actually has been helping. I lost 30 pounds total. I did have 32 lost, but I gained a couple back. So I went from 327 pounds down to 300, which is really not bad considering that, in the terms of weight, that's like 3 babies. Maybe 4, depending on the size of the baby, of course. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that one. So let's go ahead and see, because as always, I have my co-host, Mr. Predicto. So we're just going to ask Mr. Predicto what he thinks of the Frosty. Yes, he tried it in the spirit, okay? Mr. Predicto, is this Peppermint Frosty from Wendy's the Bombay?
It is a certainty.
He knows. The man knows. See, I told you. Sometimes we agree, sometimes he disagrees with me and says no. Especially when I say it sucks. Then he really don't like it, apparently. Apparently that word must bother him. But, yeah, I mean, this is actually a really good Frosty and a really good value. If you have the Rewards app, hurry up and go straight to that thing. Go ahead and get your free Frosty right now. Get your Frosty on. Because Frosty the Snowman would want it. Unless Frosty was in the Frosty. Then Frosty, if he wanted it, he'd be a Frosty cannibal. But anyhow, yeah, let's not go there with that one. The truth of the matter is, this is really good Frosty, and I would definitely, if you're a Rewards member, jump on that app, get to your closest Wendy's, and go ahead and grab you one if you're really looking for a treat that is a holiday style seasonal treat. That's what I'll say, holiday style seasonal treat, because I mean, you can have this any day of the week if you got a hankering for like some peppermint and something sweet. So there we are. I'm going to say thank you for everybody that's watching these videos. I appreciate every one of you that have liked and subscribed and everything that's coming in. All the support that you guys are giving the channel. I appreciate that more than anything. Please do like and subscribe if you like this video, and also ring the bell so that way you can get the new videos that are coming up. I do have quite a few new ones coming up. I try to put at least one out a day. Sometimes it might be a few days in between, but it's mainly just because I'm trying to, do a little research and figure out what new things are out there. So this one, like I said, I'm always honest about it. If it's terrible, I'm going to tell you it's terrible. So just keep that in mind when you're watching these videos. And yes, I keep changing my looks a little bit. I'm just trying to find the right look for my beard or my goatee, or my beard and my goatee, or maybe a combination of both, and eventually let this grow out a little more and then not shave this anymore. I'm just looking for the best look for me in general right now. And so as far as that goes, it's just doing what I'm doing. The hair is going to change a little bit because I'm growing my hair back out. So eventually I'll be wearing this hat and have long hair. I'm working on that currently. It looks like crap right now, crapola, so I'm not going to pull out my hair and show you what it looks like. That's why I wear the hats. I'm just, until it grows back, it looks all wavy, crazy, and that's just normal because even back in my childhood, my friends out on the playground was calling me Jay Frizz. If they're out there, Reese and Joe, you know who I'm talking about. Jay Frizz. But yeah, I mean, that was one of the things that they called me because my hair was super frizzy and I had the little pineapple haircut and whatever. So anyhow, this is going to wrap up the video. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you very much for everybody who watched to the end, and thank all of you lovely people. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can either go to in the description box and either go to the Patreon, or you can buy some merchandise. We do have all kinds of merchandise there, so feel free to take a look, and if you find something you like, feel free to buy something, and it'll definitely greatly help out the channel. And yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot more to say, so I do want to say thank you very much for staying to the end of the video like I stated before. And of course, as always, I'm going to call it a day. So it is a day. Food Reviews with Fatty out!